There was another time we're tuna fishing down off these Ore Islands, and at the time, 91, we were drift netting for tuna, and we were fishing for 5 days, and you're really in the guts of the ocean. It's a big ocean when you're out there, you know, it's a massive swell. But we got this temperature gauge and we were able to take the temperature of the water for the tuna, which is very handy at the time. We were only new, the first boat from Ireland that had, and England was the same at the time, and there was a few boats from England. But it was a beautiful evening and we shot the gear, 5 mile of nets, drift nets, very deep. And we got up in the morning, on the end of the nets, and the far 3 miles away, we have this massive yellow buff. Oh, it's the size of the van, you know, it's massive. And I got up in the morning, and I usually do the last watch in the morning and set the boat up, and I thought the outside boy was gone after getting very close. I said, God, what's wrong here? Then sometimes you get ships in the night time to go through the nets and they drift in together, which is the obvious thing to think. Or a whale will go through the nets, you know. And there was a funny list on the boat. It says, it must be pump the oil over. They're taking oil off from one side, pumping over to the other. And we start hauling that morning about 5 o'clock, just summertime, breaking daylight. And as we kept hauling, probably a tenth of the gear, the boats were going over and over, but we're getting lots of fish. So we're coming in like bunches of grapes, the tuna, swordfish, you name it. Just unbelievable. We weren't able to keep up with it. And as I looked, the outside boy kept getting closer and closer. I said, what the name of God is going on? Little we knew at the time, there was a freak shot of tuna. We were not able to handle the fish that were getting in. We filled the hatch with a quarter a mile of gear. Now there was 3/4 of the gear left out there. There was over 2.5 miles left out. And there's nothing we could do. And next thing, the hauler stopped hauling. And the list kept listing and listing and listing. And I says, what could we do, you know? So she only went over so much, and the outside boy, that was supposed to be 3 miles away, was right alongside the boat. We could bounce off it, you know. And all the gear, swordfish, nobody knows. Nobody will ever know. But definitely one of the freakiest shot of tuna I'll ever seen. Midnight that night, I went up to relieve the skipper from letting him down for his dinner, and I remember so well putting on BBC forecast, and next thing, she was over like this, and bang, she parted the ropes and gone. It's over 3.5 miles deep. Lost 60,000 pounds worth of gear gone. And whatever fish was in it, it's just, we weren't prepared. I don't think you can ever be prepared for something like that. You can have all the boys you want on the gear, but none can prepare you for that kind of fishing.